The Ball and Chain Trooper from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The Ball and Chain Trooper is very interesting. It's both the first upfront and personal enemy in the game, and you have two choices with him. You can try fighting him, or you can use these pots on him to kill him quick. But it gets you thinking. Great start for a Zelda game on different tactics. Ice Cassette from The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks, why are you shamelessly exploiting my leading up to an important item rule? You are leaving tracks somewhere. Anyways, to get the boomerang you have to fight off Ice Cassette, at which they'll freeze you solid if you get up close. Just time your strikes and focus on one at a time and there'll be no problem. Din's Fire. Grim Creeper from The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I've seen this guy on a few countdowns, and I don't doubt that he is a really cool character. He absolutely is, along with his design. But I'm judging him by a boss, not entirely his character. When you face him directly, he sends in 3 waves of enemies through his instrument, but they flock past Link and the Grim Creeper doesn't join the fray, making this battle nearly an easy minute long. Levias from The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. There are 2 phases to this battle, the first being Levias and the second being Bilosite, with this referring to the first. It mentioned their names separately so they count as 2 different bosses. Levias is embarrassingly easy. It doesn't exactly defend itself when you try poking out its 3 eyes with your birds. And well, not much else really happens. Toys from The Legend of Zelda: Spirit Tracks. This one seriously mocks your intelligence. As soon as you dodge the first spinning attack and spot the electric orbs, oh gee, I wonder what you should do next. Oh, I don't know, lure him into the orbs and swipe him when he's stunned? I understand weak points to appeal to casual gamers, but don't flatter yourself and fall flat. Brother Gorias from The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons. These 2 guys double team you with the boomerang they throw at each other to catch you in it. Unfortunately, they share a short light bar, so cornering one will voodoo both their fates. Gohma pair from The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. There's good news and bad news to be had with this one. There are 2 of them, but you might as well treat them as one after the other. The Gohma in the back will simply wait until you finish off the front one, then take its turn to have eye surgery. Probably the biggest thing to mention is that the Gohmas stand still when they're getting ready to attack, so you have all the tools to operate. Have at it. Phantom Zant from The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Okay, you will encounter Phantom Zant a couple of times in the game. With one he sends creatures after you, with the other a bunch of plants. That's not what makes it so low, however, though the easy difficulty at this point in the game does contribute to that. When you fight Phantom Zant directly, all you do is look around and tackle him down. Don't worry about the timing of his attacks. You'll probably figure to roll past them in a few seconds or bring him down quick. Aurora's Wind. Dodongo from The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons. Immediately the original Dodongo from the original Legend of Zelda comes to mind with this one. Now there's 2 downgrades. He's way slower and his movements are laughably predictable. However, there might be more enjoyment out of this one. At least there's bombs around now if you run out. This bloated phase is probably the most humorous of the Dodongos, and throwing him in the spikes is so much satisfying. Vaati, the first form from the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. This is the worst first form for a boss that's out there, and it's not hard to see why. Vaati roams around with a tornado underneath it when you've got some bombs to dispose of. Well, the benefit is that since this is a multiplayer game, you're not the only one that's going to be pulling that face. Ah, Vaati, it's no wonder you keep getting sealed away in the 4th Sword with an award like that hanging over your head. Great Moblin from the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. This guy is so incompetent both in how he talks and how he fights you in his arena. He will continually keep hurling bombs at you, but how he does it is so stupid that you'll throw them back saying, "Hey, you dropped this." He'll be too preoccupied with another bomb that he won't consider the explosive device sitting in his face to throw it back. He gets faster, ha! Like that makes him any smarter. Oh yeah, did I mention he tells you how to finish him off? Geozard Chief from the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. Hey, Zelda fights with you, and that's kind of a bittersweet thing with this boss. Despite that the Chief has a shield, you can pincer him between yourself and Zelda, and well, you know the story after that. But hey, Zelda, good to know you're starting to live up to the main series being named after you. Moldorm from the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh wow, look at that. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely easy, but it's the most unique Moldorm on this list. Fortunately, this is where the Moldorm saga ends. In this battle, you must scurry around like Pac-Man and, well, the tail. Work your way to it, hit it 3 times, and you're done. Farewell, buddy. You left an annoying legacy we will remember forever. Pumpkinhead from the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. Ha! You were wondering when Oracle of Ages would get dragged into this after Oracle of Seasons got a few bad starting reps. Pumpkinhead is the first boss in this game, and for 3 hearts he's a decent challenge, but not exceptionally stood out. After you destroy its body, you can pick up its pumpkin head and you'll see its spirit to cut at. Rinse, and you'll probably repeat this once before he's gone. Aquamentus from the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Yep, he's back, and sucks worse than ever? Think of anglerfish but with a really cool design. The only difference is that Aquamentus might intimidate some players to get close like in the first Zelda game, but it won't take long before you realize it just wants its horn trimmed. Great Moblin from the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. We're getting into the right direction now, but no pie yet. Great Moblin will try to ram you and throw projectiles into your direction, though it's predictable how it hops vertically to try aiming at you, and the music does sound strange for some. It deserves some points because it does have some balance in its attacks and defense. Giant Ghini from the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. It's a big ghost that will send little ghosts after you to slow you down. Though it's an easy battle in keeping the little critters away and you'll defeat this boss easily, at least it did something to hinder you. Hey, we like bosses that fight back, right? The Big Poe from the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Really nice design and intro to this fight. The Big Poe attacks and there are border guards to add a little spice of difficulty. Unfortunately, this is unoriginal and its patterns are easy to read. You don't need Ocarina of Time experience under your belt to know when to block his attacks with your shield and snipe him afterwards. This boss is simply too bland, short, and straightforward. Shadow Link, the first encounter from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure. I will say this right now, Shadow Link is hands down the most stubborn enemy you'll encounter in this game. I'm talking 9 times. Yep, 9 whole times, and no, it's not a cat. As it should be, the first encounter is the most basic and easy one. It'll run around, leaving a couple of bombs, and then it might change color to the Link that must kill it. Nice way to start things off nice and slow. Lelmolus from The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. This black creature pops in and out of the ground at random points trying to attack Link. The problem for it is that it's a bit predictable navigating that towards the center drainage system, so it'll be easy to adjust your movements to hit this guy. Plus there's a warning on where it will pop up out of the ground. Like Moldorm, falling down the drainage will cause you to climb back up and restart it, but you'll probably finish it on the first or second time through. Big Dodongo from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Oh man, not this again. Well, the new thing is that it spits fire out and it's very detailed, but that's about the biggest plus in this battle. Once you get the upgraded bombs and have up to 4 Links or players with you, you'll give him the quick heartburn he's asking for. The only difficulty is that it shoots out its fire really quick from its mouth, so you can't take your sweet time readying your bombs. Dodongo from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. This is nice. The smaller fire breathers have outdone their big blue cousin. It is pretty much the last century, except there are more of them around. And in 4 Swords Adventures, that's not a bad thing. More firepower, more dinosaurs, more chaos, definitely better. Cyclos from The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This guy gets very little difficulty points. The only reasons he's up this high is because of the detail and satisfaction of blasting him right off that cloud of his. If you're thinking that's not good enough, I could replace this entry with another Moldorm or Dodongo entry. At least this guy is different, I'll admit that, but having 3 positives and 9 negatives in the judging won't really vouch for much. Mannerpillar from The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap. Ooh, look at that. And it's a little unpredictable too as it weaves its way around the arena. Still easy, but colorful and a nice way to demonstrate what the Minish Cap graphics can do. All you do is hit it in the snout, then its tail, I guess, becomes sensitive and you can attack it. It goes into a small fury up and suddenly calms down to let you approach it again. Not a bad first entry from this game, that's for sure. Megga from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This ghost splits itself into 4 ghosts and surrounds you on all sides to start. You won't really have to wonder which is the real one, because the real one has no idea you have a camera to see what all 4 of them are doing at once. You know what makes it funnier? She'll make the same revealing mistake over and over and over. At least her siblings pick up the slack, but unfortunately we won't list them on here because they're just normal pose. Now that's embarrassing. Big Dark Stalfos from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventure. You'll encounter this guy 4 times in the game, each of them corresponding with each color Link, and he'll spring out more guards to fight at each round. Until you defeat the guards and enter the portal to the other realm, the Big Dark Stalfos is invincible and you can only see his outline. Unfortunately, that's not a problem since his big attack is trying to rush you. It gets points for doing this 4 times, but minus points for not really improving anything between the fights. Skull Kid from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Maybe this guy's purpose is to annoy you, and it does a good job. Skull Kid will continually keep summoning enemies and switching places in the arena every time you attack it at the right moment. You've got to admit though, it is more thrilling than the previous bosses that have been mentioned, and it is a unique chase scene. Other than that, I can't give it any more merit. Stal-Poo Stalfos from The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This is a basic sword fight. Stalfos will hold up two weapons in two different directions. Using the Wii remote, this is a good practice to weave around its weapons and start attacking. This isn't a bad thing, that starts things out nice and easy. And we kinda need that because Skyward Sword is the first to practice proper motion controls with the sword. Don't worry about getting hit, it's way too slow in preparing that part. Just learn and have fun with that new sword control. Manhandla from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Sorry, but does this say cheesy or what? 4 sides, 4 colors, it just looks somewhat unnatural. The weak points are exactly what you think. You have to get a link to attack the respective color pedal. This is a bit challenging, however, as it starts spinning faster as it loses more colors, and if you hit a wrong color, the other pedals come back. This isn't too much of a problem, as the other colored links that aren't needed anymore can sit back and watch the other links suffer. Shadow Link, the second encounter from The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Alright, so far so good. Shadow Link is taking his game a little more seriously the second time around. Now there are 2 of them and there are portals now that will take you to another realm, so that adds a nice element. Tactics are the same as last time, but you can't argue with adding new effects to make things more interesting this time around. Still got 7 left after this. Oh where could those be on the list? You will be surprised.